Hello, welcome. I'm super excited about this. Waifu Strifu is pretty much our excuse to talk about waifus in a very elegant manner. This will be our introductory episode. We are doing a bracket of 16. I got my side of the bracket ready to go. We're going to introduce our seeds. I'm going to kick it off to you, Austin. Do you mind introducing your number 8?
Yeah, sure, no problem. My number 8 is Aisha Clan from Outlaw Star classic Toonami anime. I think it was a lot of people. I think she was a lot of people's first cat girl waifu that they were exposed to in the late '90s, early 2000s. She's an officer from her cat empire that was disgraced and ended up hanging out with the rest of the Outlaw Stars. And she's like a hot-headed character who's like a deposed official. I just think she's really fun. There's an episode where in the beach episode that they do, which they did not show on Toonami, she's shown like bathing in lava. So that kind of she's like a fire cat.
Nice, a badass.
Yeah, she's great. I'm big fan. Big fan
Yeah.
of Aisha Clan.
Looking at her
really
right now,
fun
she kind of
character.
looks like a waifu from like the Beyblade cartoon.
Yeah,
In a good
Outlaw
way, in a
Star
good way.
was like the '90s anime, early 2000s, somewhere in there. It's great. It's the quintessential space adventure that's not Cowboy Bebop.
Nice. And any not necessarily bad reasons, but any reasons why she's ranked the lowest on your list?
She's like a side character. They have a couple of episodes that focus on her, but she doesn't get as much development as the other characters, and she's kind of like a comic relief character sometimes. But every character in the show gets kind of like a moment to like have their backstory. But she's definitely like one of the goofier characters.
My number 8 is actually a very well-known one. I have her at number 8 because she's basically your run-of-the-mill sort of waifu, your like sort of introductory level waifu.
Right.
It's gonna be Tsunade from Naruto.
Yeah. I don't know much about Naruto, so you're gonna have to like guide my hips on this one.
She's just introduced. I would say towards the middle of Naruto. She's definitely is the MILF character. She uses chakra to stay hot, so she doesn't actually look like that. She's
Hell
just
yeah.
using some of her powers to stay very attractive.
I love that.
She's definitely, I would say introductory level because, other than when you're watching Sailor Moon as a kid, you're not really like thinking of like anime characters in that sort of way. Like you kind of are, but not really.
Yeah.
And she's sort of like hey, like I'm clear, like I have giant boobs, like like you are supposed to think of me that way. So yeah, that is why I have her at number 8. So yeah. What's going on with your number 7?
So number 7 for me is Judith from Tales of Vesperia. She's a badass polearm wielding elf chick who lives on top of a mountain. Her best friend is a whale that flies in the sky. Her relationship with the main character, like a more mature relationship that you see in a lot of JRPGs. A lot of her powers and stuff, or a lot of her attacks are lunar themed, which I think is neat. She kind of reminds me of like a Tifa. She's a badass and she can back it up.
Nice. Yeah, she looks super cool. She looks really, really cool.
All right, hit me with your number 7.
At number 7, I got Blair the cat from Soul Eater. She's also a witch.
Yes, yeah, anime witches is a strong aesthetic.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna take her far in the tournament with those sort of characteristics alone. I've only seen about like 5 episodes of Soul Eater. I'm not the guy to go for information about that, but if I was going to watch it, I would definitely look up Soul Eater, Blair fan service compilation.
Yeah. She's definitely has like a Halloween vibe going on. Like I see her hanging out with like some pumpkins and stuff. That's really good.
The main character, he is constantly falling on her boobs. And, he's the one having the nosebleed.
Some classic anime shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and she digs it because she's just super cool. But yeah. That is my number 7.
Okay. All right. My 6 is Android 21. Introduced first in Dragon Ball Fighters. What drew me to her in the first place is her gameplay. I like her gameplay plan a lot in Fighters. She has the ability to steal moves from other characters, kind of like Rogue from the Marvel vs. Capcom series. Also, she's just like looks like a Majin, like a female Majin Buu, which we haven't seen in like the Dragon Ball series so far. She just has a unique look to her. Even when she's in like her human form, she's got this wild like checkerboard blue and red dress with like black stockings. It's really a wild look. I don't know if I love or hate her human form. At least the outfit in her human form, but it like I don't know. It's like I can't look away from it because it's so weird.
You got like a Scottish flag going on there.
Yeah. But when she transforms, she's got the pink skin and the white hair, and she turns people into sweets and eats them just like Boo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Very. I'm getting. What's the name from Marvel vs. Capcom? The vampire.
Oh, Morrigan,
yes. I'm getting original waifu vibes from her.
Dude, yeah, Morrigan's that's like OG, like fighting game waifu shit right there. Yeah, no, you're right. She totally has that same vibe of where she just does not give a fuck.
I'm just going to say it right now. If Morgan is on a future bracket, I would be upset with us if she doesn't win.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's almost unfair to put on a bracket because, like, how do you compete with Morrigan from Darkstalkers? Like,
yeah.
She's the only character to have survived Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
It feels like. All right, yeah. You're number 6.
My number 6 is going to be our first non-anime waifu. We're just going to throw these in there. If you want to get upset about waifu characteristics.
Yeah. We're going on like, our
Just
criteria
shits
for
that we
waifu
dig.
is like really loose. Like, for any fictional character, any gender, any background, whatever. As long as it's a fictional character and you love them, they could be a waifu.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got Ada Wong from Resident
yeah.
Evil 2 remake. I love her model in that. On the small segments that you do get to play as her, you can tell right off the bat from just her walking animation that it is just a very like smoking hot character.
Yeah, she's another one of those like super confident characters. Her motivations are completely inscrutable. You have no idea what she's up to.
Yeah,
but it's like that just adds to like the attraction because she is so mysterious.
Yeah, it's like, what is she? Is she a double agent, possibly triple agent?
Who knows? Yeah, and then
she's on her own agenda.
Yeah, Ada Wong's fantastic. That's a great pick.
And she's got plot armor.
Dude, she has the most plot armor.
She survived like a 6-story fall and in heels.
Yeah. You were telling me earlier that you really haven't played much Resident Evil 4. You beat Resident Evil 4. You unlock Separate Ways, which is a whole like mini campaign. It's like five levels where you play as Ada. And you get to use like her grappling hook and shit, and you're going through like a good chunk of Resident Evil 4 as Ada, and it's really fun.
Nice. Cannot wait to actually go back and finish that. Who do you got at your number 5?
Number 5 is NARUSEGAWA from Love Hina. I'm showing my age a little bit on this one because Love Hina has been around forever. I first remember watching Love Hina on like the Winamp user streaming thing that they had that like nobody really knew about, and it was just pirate broadcasts of like anime and TV shows and stuff. Like I watched Firefly on there. They were showing like Star Wars on a loop, and this was before like DMCA robots or before Twitch or Netflix or anything like that. So I watched like I watched through Love Hina like 2.5 times on like this. Somebody was just broadcasting it 24/7. I would just turn it on. And NARUSEGAWA is the main female like love interest. She is a childhood friend of Keitaro, and they end up meeting up again later in life when he ends up working at the all girls dormitory where she lives with the other girls. And my favorite thing about NARUSEGAWA is that she is incredibly violent towards Keitaro. He will like accidentally like touch her butt or whatever, or she'll encounter him doing something that looks pervy, but it's really not, and it's a complete misunderstanding. And then she will just knock him into the sky, and he will turn into like a little shiny dot, like Team Rocket.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Just a really fun character. Really caps off the ensemble of that show really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm getting that violence sort of tendencies from my number 5.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I got Ruka from Rent a Girlfriend. She
Okay.
starts off like that, actually.
Okay.
So the protagonist accidentally runs into her and like looks up her skirt. You know, like they fall in a certain way, and like obviously, like, you know, she gets super upset because he's looking
Obviously, yeah.
in the no square area. But basically, she is Knives Chow from Scott Pilgrim.
Okay.
She's fantastic, and obviously, you know, the main character does not deserve her in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
She's just so good. There are like so many good girls on this show. I think she's my favorite.
Okay.
She's just like all about the main character, even though he sucks. But
Right on.
But yeah, she's just fantastic. I like her short hair a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She's pretty cool.
I don't really know much about the show. I've only heard the name, but she seems really cool.
It is pretty good. Speaking of good, how good is your number 4?
Number 4 is Red Blood Cell from Cells at Work.
Oh, nice.
She's the anthropomorphized version of a red blood cell, and her job is to cart oxygen and nutrients around this human body. But she's kind of a klutz about it, you know, kind of typical anime trope. She's got like the little red half jacket, which is really cute. Big floppy beret, which looks like a red blood cell. She's always pushing around a cart.
I see it.
Yeah, she's always pushing around like a cart with like bottles of oxygen, and when they're taking food to the muscle cells or whatever, the nutrients around the body, it's like a grocery bag full of groceries, and she's just like a really cute like UPS kind of character. She's a little scatterbrained, she's always getting lost, kind of a blank slate a little bit, but like I'm just like I just love the design. The little red half jacket reminds me of Eris from Final Fantasy VII. Who's another character that you can't put on a bracket like this, because like how do you compete?
It's very
hit me with your number 5 then.
Oh yeah.
Or number 4, sorry.
My number 4 is gonna be EMILIA from ReZero.
Yes, the purple one, right?
Yes, she is pretty much the main girl.
Okay.
I will openly admit that she is obviously not the best waifu from the show.
Okay,
because
right.
if you've seen the show or know anything about the show, you know that Rem is obviously like S tier waifu.
Right.
I got like 6 to 12 figures of her in my room right now.
Excellent.
EMILIA is great because she pretty much is like what the SAO waifus are aiming to be. You know, just very developed as a character, and she's got like uncanny resemblance to any SAO waifu if you look them up, because you know they're very elfish, just like SAO has. Very similar to plots too.
Okay.
They're
both isekais. Yeah.
Yes, both isekai elf worlds. You know, main character not knowing what's going on. She's great. You know, I like her color scheme a lot. The very like medium sort of violet look is very cute. I like her silver hair. You know, there's not a ton of waifus that you can name with like silver hair.
And usually when you do, they're pretty strong.
And she, you know, she's got rough competition within the show alone, but she does hold up, even being the number 3 waifu from that show, possibly number 4.
Okay.
She's good. She's just pretty much a better developed SAO waifu.
Oh, right on. Well, I mean, it is kind of a low bar. She see's cool. The half elf thing is really neat.
Oh yeah. She's like ashamed of it and everything. It's like all racial. It's heating up. We're up to our top 3s. What do you got at number 3?
My top 3 are like all really close together. I couldn't really decide on like an order, so I just kind of went with one. So my number 3 is Major Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell, specifically from the 1990s.
Number 3?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Specifically, but like it's a tight 3. Like,
okay.
The difference, like the space between my top 3 in this bracket is very, very narrow. So like it could have gone anyway. Like
gotcha.
I just had to pick an order, you know. But yeah, Major Kusanagi. There's not a whole lot I can really say about the major that hasn't been covered 100 other places on the internet. But I'm talking specifically the 1995 movie. That's my favorite piece of Ghost in the Shell.
I like that she likes swimming.
Yeah. It's my favorite piece of Ghost in the Shell media. I love her voice. I love both voice actors for both Japanese and English. I will switch between watching the dub and the sub for this film, and this movie really gave me my first taste and love of cyberpunk stuff and transhumanism, and the fact that she's a full body cyborg is blew my mind when I first saw this when I was 10.
Yeah.
I was up way too late watching I don't know what it was. It wasn't MTV. It was something else that they were showing this on. But that whole opening sequence where she's her body is getting built is incredible, and the way that she's developed through the show or through the film, dealing with identity, the way that she interacts with especially the villain. I have villains in huge quotes, just so fascinating to me, and she's such a good character in that
very job first kind of.
Yeah she's got this really kind of a one-track mind going on, and watching her work through that and become more than just this special forces officer through the movie, I think is really fascinating. And she's a very human character despite being a full body cyborg, and she's also a huge badass. So that's also that's kind of a running theme through all of my characters.
That's the thing about her from the 1995 movie, especially that piece of content covers so many ideas that maybe one movie will take from here, what was it, the garbage man that didn't know that he didn't have a family, that in itself is a movie, and movies are taking specific pieces or inspiration from that movie alone, from the 1995 movie, and it's just so crazy. It's wild. It definitely has inspired hundreds, if not thousands of.
The influence of the film is incredible, and there's moments in this film where they just hit you with all these heavy ideas, and then it's just 2 or 3 minutes of gorgeous animation of this future Tokyo, and it just lets you sit there and think about it.
Oh yeah, and don't even get me started on the score.
Right? Yeah.
So very I feel like Grimes is very inspired by that.
Yeah. I mean, she's even doing music for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, so, it's come full circle.
Yeah, it really has. All right, your number 3.
My number 3 is going to be Rin from Catherine Full Body. She wasn't in the original run of the Catherine game from 2011.
I remember when this game came out, there was some controversy about this character.
So the controversy comes from, obviously you're looking at her right now. She's a very, very cute character.
Yeah.
It was wildly taken out of context, honestly, because I personally love Catherine. Bree and I have played it so many times.
Yeah.
Pretty much there's a scene that shows up where she gets out of the shower, and you see her topless, and you're like, why isn't her chest blurred out, or why are they actually showing that? And it's revealed that she's actually a boy, but she's actually an alien.
Oh.
And the main character, Vincent, actually initially reacts in a very transphobic way, and it is super awkward. Super awkward. But if you choose to follow the path of trying to obtain her, it is quite honestly the best ending that you can get. It's very wild. It's all over the place. There is another trans character in that game that you don't even know was trans unless you go deep and deeper into the game. She's actually the waitress, and you wouldn't find that out by just doing a simple playthrough. If you want to find out more, it turns out that she actually used to be one of the guys, and she transitioned into a female. Rin was sort of a little bit different because she was an alien, but she's just fantastic. Throughout the game, more and more people realize oh wow, this girl's fucking awesome. She's so nice. She's super cute, and everybody's falling for her, but obviously they don't know that she's different. And she's just the best. I will say my personal preference is the succubus Catherine, but Rin is, any given Sunday or any other day, I would take Rin because she's just all sorts of fantastic. She spends her money on toys, and just like she's great. Just cool. Chef's kiss. Could have been my number one, but tight like yours. Yeah. So what do you got at number 2?
Number 2 is TERRA BRANFORD from Final Fantasy VI. I know in some localizations it's Tina, but I think Terra's better. Terra's what I knew her as when I played Final Fantasy VI, then 3 on the Super Nintendo forever ago. But she's a really interesting character. She's starts out by being like exploited by the evil empire, and then she ends up being liberated by the main group of rebels, and then she's got a really good character arc, being from like an alternate universe. Her arc going from essentially like a brain slave to this magical being is it's really fascinating. And then you go and you look at like the original artwork that Yoshitaka Amano did for Terra, and it's just like this amazing outfit,
like a badass Palutena.
Yeah. Definitely like top 5 Final Fantasy characters of all time.
Nice.
She's great. Your number 2, sir.
My number 2, I'm gonna have Samus, specifically Zero Suit Samus.
Zero Suit Samus, yeah.
I mean, what more can be said other than like she's an absolute badass.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who the Twitch streamer Amaranth is, but she occasionally cosplays as her, and Amaranth is a very shitty person. But I would say very tolerable when in full Zero Suit Samus cosplay. That's how good Zero Suit Samus is.
Okay,
she's just fantastic. I got my Figma right here. I'm looking at it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, nice. I really like Metroid Zero Mission, like where it's the game where the Zero Suit like first appeared.
Yeah.
That game's really great. Zero Mission does some really fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fleshes out some things. Introduces this new look for Samus. Like, so she's so fun to play as in Smash.
I mean, maybe we can be blessed with a good 2021 if we actually get Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, honestly. Or at least some news about it, right? Like, they announced it ages ago, but there hasn't been anything.
Yeah, they could just take their time with that. Things are heating up. Who do you have at number 1? Your number 1 seed.
So, number 1 for me is almost purely a nostalgia pick. And it's Lady Macbeth from a little-known animated series from the 90s called Project Geeker. She's like a bounty hunter pirate type of,
like a female cyborg. I'm looking at.
Yeah. If y'all know about Bionic Commando, the guy with the cyborg arm, right? He's got a cyborg arm. He's best friends with a dinosaur who can talk and wears a backwards hat. And she ends up rescuing this person who was a shapeshifter created by an evil corporation to do war, right? But she's got this really striking like tank girl look to her. And I saw Tank Girl in a theater in like '94. When I was like 7. I don't know. It did things to my brain. And then this character comes on. This character comes on TV on Saturday mornings, and I'm like, holy shit! I think Lady Macbeth is why I love like badass female characters, why I love cyborgs, why I love Leela from Futurama. There's like a little bit of Lady Macbeth in her, and it's just this crazy 90s design. Like, it's something you would see out of like McFarlane or Heavy Metal or Jim Lee.
Badass
she could be a character in Jim Lee's Wildcats, if anybody here remembers. But that's my obscure waifu of
love it.
Number 1.
Absolutely love it. Great choice.
And you, sir, hit me with your number 1.
My number 1 lands on the opposite side of the spectrum. Definitely, you've definitely heard of her. It's Uzaki-chan from Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out.
Definitely heard of Uzaki-chan.
She is, controversy and all. She's fantastic. The anime's whatever. Honestly, I love it. It's great. She pretty much follows around this incel and like. Like she's got huge anime biddies, and she has like a Sugoi Dekai shirt, which obviously means like super big, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. On her chest.
Super great.
She's and they find themselves in like these sort of like sexually explicit situations all the time. There's like a cat that has like a reaction face, like, oh my god, like, did you guys just do that? When the anime itself knows what it is like full on fan service. You know, and I got more to say about her when she actually goes into these waifu debates, but for now, I got her at number 1. But you know, we'll see where she actually ends up on the bracket
for sure.
So
no,
yeah.
it's a great pick. It's very contemporary. Very interesting. I like that we have like 2 very different rosters here.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun to tag up the video.
No, for sure.
But yeah, that just about wraps it up for our waifu introductions. If you do want to see these go head to head, they are coming out later.
Yep.
We're gonna have specific episodes for specific battles or debates, and we're gonna see who takes this first bracket. We're gonna do more brackets in the future.
Yeah.
Austin, you got anything to add on to that?
Yeah, just if you think our takes are bullshit or you agree with them,
which they are,
or if you have hit us with your hot waifu opinions. We want to hear them.
And comment down below if you want to see some of your favorite obscure waifus on the next bracket, because we're definitely doing a lot more.
Yeah. The more obscure, the better. Let's get some deep pulls in here.
Well, right on. I'm one of the Tatoes from Small Potatoes. If you want to check out my channel, link should be in the description. If you want to check out Austin's Twitch streaming, it should also be in the description. He does a really, really cool Resident Evil 4 black and white sort of stream. It's awesome.
Yeah, that show was super fun. That'll be going up very soon.
And right on. I can't wait to start pissing off all of you guys. All right, next time.
Yep. Thanks for checking it out, y'all.